So let me, for the 4th time, go to this fucking cave. Because the first few times wasn't enough. Where am I going? This doesn't feel like I'm in the right spot. Why is she out here? Why is she just standing looking over the world? It's the 2nd time Skirk's done that. The camera stops and she keeps walking. Very strange. Ugh. How is this a good thing? This looks very, very bad. But this isn't Khaenri'ah. What is this? Could this be the Cataclysm? Why would you bring back the Cataclysm, though? That makes no sense. Is this where Doradith is right now? So she really is. I don't know why, but my games have a habit of just minimizing themselves for no reason. Anyway, we're not from the same world, are we?
我生活在你的未来。太好了，看来这并不是世界的末日。
The world never was going to end, only Khaenri'ah.
那坎瑞亚，我的国家后来怎么样了？
It went bye-bye. Quite extensively.
我不问了。
Your doomsday has been and gone.
未知的结果才
It
会
looked
产
like
生努力
this.
的动力。我相信，如果是救世主的话，还有扭转这一切的机会。
Yep, best of luck with that.
就算没有了你的保护，我也还是会去找他的。但是，其实，在我的眼里，你已经是救世主了，是能保护一切、改变一切的那个人。
You didn't say much for all that text.
只可惜，你不在我的时空里。
Hold up. I've just realized my classic shell is in the corner because my game minimized. Give me a sec.
啊，对了，我其实之前想过，如果你那么想要找到自己的哥哥，那对方会不会也很想要找到你呢？
Surprisingly, no. He seems to be rather focused on what he's doing to the exclusion of me. Not very nice of him, is it?
就是说，你身上有没有什么东西，可以作为我见过你的证据？
Well, come on, traveler. Give her one of your flowers.
等我找到他的时候，就能证明你也在找他了。
A memento. Do not give her the key. That sounds like a grossly bad idea. Give her the flower. Oh, for the... This is such a bad idea. Why would you? Why would you?
怎么了？
If this is her future, if this is her fate... Was she the healer child in the cave then? But what's that got to do with my options? Give the key to Doradith. Keep the key. Just give it to her. She can complete the cycle once more. Have fun becoming a healer child! Oh my, time stopped. Brother, is that you? May I ask why you've decided to bring back the Cataclysm and not Khaenri'ah?
不然这场相遇 应该是绝对不会成立的。
Aether, you knew all of this?
我只知道结果，并且也一直很想知道过程。
I don't see what's led you to understand the events that led to it. I haven't learned anything today.
500年前，坎瑞亚灾变刚开始的时候，我作为当时的坎瑞亚王子，正准备竭尽全力抵抗。可这位少女，蒂莱尔，找到了我。讽刺的是，她迫切地请求我拯救世界，但同时也带来了关于你的消息。
Oh. Interesting. I really don't like time loops, but okay. Sure. Makes sense, but must have been hella confusing for him back in 500 years ago. But why would she be desperately begging him to save the world? In his position as the prince of Khaenri'ah, he was already preparing to do that. Seems rather moot, wouldn't you say?
他说你正在找我，我惊讶又怀疑，直到他拿出了属于你的那把休眠舱的钥匙。
So she actually did it. She actually found you and passed on the information about me. What a sweetheart.
明明我在提瓦特苏醒后就与你失散，后来在整个星球上都找不到你，可偏偏是在这种时候。
Oh, that's why he left? No. Are you telling me Aether left Khaenri'ah in its moment of need during the cataclysm to find Lumina? Lumine? Fuck whatever her name is? No. That's tragic. Would explain why he doesn't care about me now, because he is trying to undo his regrets.
对于当时的我，这是个艰难的选择。我是如此迫不及待想要见到你，而整个坎瑞亚又更加迫切地想要我的拯救。我知道不论如何选择，在此后的时光里，我都会后悔。
And you chose me.
尽管心怀愧疚，但最终我还是坚定了自己的选择。我想要第一时间去见你。
Except I still don't know where I've been for 500 years. Where was I? Where did you come see me? Was I in the hibernation chamber of this imaginary spaceship? And then?
可当我找到你的时候，你却甚至尚未苏醒，休眠舱的钥匙也好好的放在你的身上。
You're saying 3 keys existed simultaneously in that moment. Yes, because of the time loop. Why did you leave me in hibernation? Why didn't you bring me out of hibernation and we could have been together?
尽管我当时一头雾水，但我没有时间思考，立刻带着你逃离。我们的回忆就在此处交汇。
Huh? So you took the traveler out of the hibernation chamber, but she still hibernated for 500 more years outside of the hibernation chamber. I'm so confused by them trying to retcon lore here.
500年来，这个疑问都一直萦绕在我的脑海。没想到在这种机缘巧合之下能够得到解答。
So in a way, you could actually blame the traveler for the fall of Khaenri'ah. Because the traveler gave the hibernation chamber key to Doradith, who Doradith then went back in time, found Aether, gave the key to him. He abandoned his duties at Khaenri'ah to go look for the traveler, and thus Khaenri'ah fell. Wow! It's all the traveler's fault.
居然会是500年后的我所做的事促成了这一切，是在讽刺我吗？伊斯塔路。
Doradith succeeded in bringing us together, but unfortunately it is versions of us 500 years apart. She hoped that the Savior would rescue Khaenri'ah, save the entire world, but instead, the news she brought led to the Savior to make the complete opposite decision. How awful. Is that her fate? Is that how her story must end? Has Khaenri'ah really been revived? Honey, it's called the Cataclysm. Look around you. Have you done what you set out to do?
还没，但已经完成了重要的一步。到此刻为止，坎瑞亚的地脉已经编织完成了。
I still don't understand why it looks like the Cataclysm if you were supposed to be weaving ley lines of prior to Khaenri'ah's demise.
起初，我知道提瓦特的地脉是被天理所固定的， 它无法增加，也无法替换。可纳塔的夜神之国似乎是个例外，我一直很感兴趣。于是，我带领深渊教团佯攻纳塔，借机进入了夜神之国，与夜神进行沟通和谈判。
I would have believed your plan more if this feigned attack wasn't so pathetic and non-existent. We should have been back into horrific territory, like, as I said, the Natlanese War, where we had the map and people dying. Like, we really should have been, maybe not quite as dramatic, but we should have been in a situation akin to that. But instead it was like, here's a lame battle over here, and then travel over here and get told that other tribes are being attacked, and then you go back and hang out in a cave.
可惜的是，夜神之国也有着其特殊的渊源，依旧无法承载新的地脉，最多只能为地脉的编织提供空间。
The Lord of the Night did say before that even she can only reconstruct Natlan's ley lines. It's probably for the same reason.
于是，我得到了夜神的准许，启动了命运的之机。
Why did the Lord of Night give you permission, though? I want to know her motivations on this.
以一朵英提瓦特花为基底，创造并展开了一个关于500年前的坎瑞亚的空间，叠加于现在纳塔的时空之上。
But if it's superimposed over Natlan, the landscape isn't going to be right. So are you really bringing back the Khaenri'ah 500 years ago if it looks completely different? Is that really bringing Khaenri'ah back? It feels like you're just bringing back an entire new location, inspired by shattered memories. I question your motivations right now because it doesn't seem like this is a very well thought out plan.
当然，也是因为这种时空叠加的情况，才致使你与蒂莱尔有了见面的机会。
That's what I saw in my dream. He's not lying about that, at least. But what I don't understand is, why did the Lord... Thank you. Why did the Lord of Night agree to this?
此后，
Why don't you
在所有
ask
郑重
him?
的冥想与回忆下，那个叠加于当前时空之上的坎瑞亚得以不断的丰富，
Sorry.
逐渐变得
I
完
have
整
to
和
start
真实。
again. I didn't actually pay attention. After that, the new Khaenri'ah was enriched with memories of the old, drawn from the Abyss Order's memories in the magic. Yes, but they don't remember Khaenri'ah.
以记忆为原料，以叠加态空间为模板，命运的织机最终完成了它的工作。
But it's not a real Khaenri'ah.
现在我手中的正是新世界的经纬图，
Why does it have 2 tubes?
由命运的织机
Or is
所
it like
编
a
织，
scroll that you open?
其中交错盘结的正是新坎瑞亚的地脉。曾经名为坎瑞亚的国度，将会借由它而重生。
My point still stands. It's not the real Khaenri'ah for multiple reasons.
总有一天，我会找到能够承载它的空间。
Oh. You were only temporarily superimposing it over the current Natlan, just to get the ley lines synced. I follow. You're not actually putting it here. Thank God, because that was a dumb idea. Why is reviving Khaenri'ah so important to you? Because it was the site of his biggest regret. And he had people there that he loved. I don't understand. Is it really just because of guilt? There has to be more to it than that. Guilt, love, hate, dedication, obsession.
500年前，刚刚来到坎瑞亚的时候，我的记忆一片空白。
Oh no. That does explain a lot. But then how did you remember the Traveler?
我作为坎瑞亚的王子，在王庭生活了很久，才逐渐开始想起一切，包
Okay.
括关于你的事。
So not having knowledge of all the prior worlds and realms that they'd visited, it makes him quite susceptible to finding affection for his new place because it's all he knows. What, your memories were erased?
但我依旧不会否定在坎瑞亚最初的时光，我会将坎瑞亚作为我的第二故乡。
Because he essentially had a lifetime there.
这便是我的愧疚如此沉重的原因。然而，这份愧疚也只是我理由的一部分而已。更重要的是，
Yes, 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 I'm all ears.
为了得到与天理对等进行对话的资格，
Ah.
我需要以整个世界与之对抗。
I don't think the might of an entire world is going to brand you an equal to the Heavenly Principles, sir. It's just going to make you see even more of a pest that she needs to swat at. Well, that doesn't look good.
不知道为什么，你说的这些，总给我一种很陌生的感觉。哥哥，你所说的这一切，你的计划，对我们而言真的有意义吗？
从一开始，一切就只关乎于你我。再见，影。在你这段旅途的终点，会有我们新的开始。
我们的英雄回来了，我们都在等你呢。
Can I also point out, however, that Aether's vision of his future new Khaenri'ah doesn't include Lumine? She has no involvement in it, so they'll never be together again. It sounds weird when they're siblings, not lovers, but you know what I mean. They've always been together, and then even in his future vision, they still won't be together. So I don't know how they're really going to cross that point.
主力部队还没到战场，深渊教团就已经全线撤退了，想必又是东麦尼的功劳吧？哦，肯定还有那位戴因斯雷布先生。嗯，怎么了？看你有些愁眉苦脸的。
I am very upset.
具体我也不知道，我只看到旅行者与蒂莱尔拉了一下手，然后就像进入了异世界一样，从我的面前消失了。我在附近到处找呀找，后来发现，喂，他又在原地出现了。 一副闷闷不乐的样子。
It's fine. I need some time to take everything in. Did you drink again last night?
我大概知道一点，应该是关于你哥哥的事吧。我刚刚在梦里跟夜神交流了一下，听说了不少事。
哎，你见到你哥哥了吗？
I did. We had a long talk. Still missing plot holes in our conversation, but you know, we learned some things. We learned that I'm essentially the reason why Khaenri'ah fell. Oh, the magnitude of that's delightful.
啊，居然都没第一时间告诉我。好吧，我理解你是因为心情不好了，等有空要跟我好好讲讲。
你哥哥可真是做了不得了的事呢。我知道的时候也很惊讶，不过我更惊讶的是，夜神居然会选择准许。
Right? What's the reasoning for that? That caught me off guard too. I would have never expected that.
后来夜神和我解释了，怎么说呢？理由还挺复杂
I
的。
don't care if it's complicated. I still want to hear the reasoning.
深渊灾害来临的那段时间，马维卡和队长曾经有过一次辩论。一方认为应该拼一拼，优先保护人们的文化和记忆；另一方认为应该优先保护地脉不被破坏。而当夜神见到命运的织机，并得知他创造地脉的能力之后，夜神非常感兴趣。他认为，你哥哥的做法会是第三种合理的选择。如果能够将整个国家以经纬图的方式保存下来呢？
Yes, and it's a great idea, but may I remind you, it is not preserving Khaenri'ah as it was. It is preserving a broken, shattered version of the world as it used to be, from the memories of people who don't remember it. It's such a bad plan when you think about it. As written, fantastic, stellar, it should absolutely work and solve the problem. But in the actual application, not so great.
保存国家，
我感觉自己已经完全跟不上你们在聊的话题了。
Now, when you say preserve a nation, what does that mean for the bodies within it? I keep thinking of Kamaria as just like a set of buildings in a set space. What about the people? Who gets brought back to life? How do they get brought back to life? The people that died immediately during the cataclysm? The people who died 5 years later? The people who still exist now? Are they sort of remade into what they once were, so they're no longer horrific, memoryless creatures? Like, I'd like to know the boundaries of this reconstruction of Kamaria.
不只是你，我也一样。
于是，夜神在确认过命运的知机并不会给当下的纳塔带来实质性的影响之后，准许了它的启动。
So she didn't care as long as it doesn't have an effect on Natland. She doesn't care about the rest of the ley lines, the rest of the world. She cares about nothing except just Natland. That's very short-sighted, and I hope it doesn't come back to bite you in the ass, Lord of the Night.
只不过，好像夜神还提出了一个附加条件。
Such as?
附加条件，夜神提出了什么要求吗？
不知道，他不告诉我。
Will she tell me? Probably not.
好了，战争结束之后适合喝酒，不适合动脑。
I don't think we won a war, Ian-san. There was no war. No matter how many times y'all kept telling me there's a war, there really was no war. There was nothing happening. Don't even try to pretend that it was.
我对夜神大人是绝对信任的，他已经主动为我们分担这些麻烦事了，我们又为什么要自寻烦恼？
Yeah, she took it off her hands and made it someone else's problem.
你说是吧，旅行者？
No, you've got a point. I still feel like a mess though.
走吧，跟我一起回沃路之邦。瓦雷莎应该也在，这次一定好好招待你。
Do we actually have to do this? Because this quest has been going on forever. I thank God for that. I'm sorry, but there's something else I want to go first. God damn it. Where are we going?
哎，
I'm hungry. Can I eat yet?
先别管他了，易安山。
Yeah, leave me be.
可能像你这样的性格不是那么好理解，但人有的时候就是需要通过独处来恢复能量的。
I don't know that I've ever seen the Traveller as an introvert. Antisocial, perhaps, but not an introvert. The two are not mutually exclusive.
旅行者，
Where are we going? Return to the... Oh, for fuck's sake, the 5th time? It's getting a little tedious. In fact, it was tedious after the first return journey. 5 times? This game needs to get its riding socks pulled up because it is just having some serious issues right now. Which is so sad. I mean, yeah, sure, the Mondstadt interlude had issues and inconsistencies, but as a whole, it was fantastic. I really liked the Mondstadt arc on Quest. This has been nothing but a piece of shit from beginning to end. The only cool things are that we learned what happened to Aether and how he abandoned Kamaria and the time I needed why. That's the only interesting thing that has come from this entire quest line. It's just not well done. I'm starving. Can we wrap this up, please? Before you know it, you've fallen asleep, drowning in a myriad of thoughts. You faintly sense what feels like someone clasping your hand. Please stop touching me without my consent. But this time, it sends you into a deep sleep where sweet dreams await. Thank God, I'm starving. Okay, that's just... I'm glad it's over with. Which is not the reaction you should have to a Daneslave arc on Quest, but the only good things came at the end. The rest of it was just horrible. One of the biggest problems I have, I feel like all I've said today is a big problem I've had, one of the biggest problems I've had, but honestly, one of the biggest problems I have with some of these quest lines, this one in particular, is that there's too much cutscene, not enough gameplay. We have to remember, first and foremost, that this is a game. This is not a movie. This is not a TV series that we're watching where we just sit back passively and consume the media ahead of us. We are actively playing as players in a game. There needs to be more interactivity in these quests.
万物都有终点。
You know, we could have had a domain. Why not? Yeah, it's going to feel like a broken record when you pull out domains every 2 seconds, but they have value. They have a place in here to progress story and interesting battles. When we went back to assault the camp of the Abyss Order back at the Cinder City, we could instead have had a really cool dungeon. A domain, something really cool, put some new mechanics into it, make it seem like this big epic set piece, and it would have felt that when we finally got to Harden at the end and battled him, it would have felt earned. It would have felt dramatic and momentous and like we were building towards something. And it would have also given us more time to actually play the game instead of just sit here watching cutscene after cutscene after cutscene. Things like this, like... I don't understand why it's so hard to write well. I don't understand. You just need to write a story, inset lore, and then make at least half of it, if not 75% of it, playable for the character and not a cutscene. What is so hard about that? I can't fathom it sometimes as to why it just doesn't happen. So this entire questline lacked tension, it lacked momentum, it lacked interest, and it lacked interactivity. So out of all the quests we've had so far, this one's very low on the scale of interest to me. I would not rate it very highly. The only interesting things happen right at the end, and that's not how you write quests. It's not how you write stories. It's not how you write plot. So I'm very disappointed with this quest line, especially after the high note of the Mondstadt one. There is so many more things they could do to have enriched it for us as a player. They could have enriched the gameplay, even just the story, because the story was so poorly written. There were so many other points that they could have improved upon, and they just... I don't know what happened here. I don't know what happened here. There's no excuse for this to have been as much of a train wreck as it was. This being said now, I do not know what to expect from the current Archon quest. The one that we are slated to start, but won't because we have to do the event. The Journey Home, the Song of the Welcome Moon, prelude to Nodcry. I had high expectations of this. Again, coming off the Mondstadt quest and going into Nodcry, I was like, this is gonna be great. But after what I just sat here and experienced for what should have been a fantastic quest because it's a Daneslave one, my expectations of this are pretty low. So it's not going to be hard to surpass my expectations with that one because the bar is way down on the ground.